our compelling interest. It's an attempt to really look at the role that diversity plays in helping to create and sustain a prosperous democracy. And we thought that if we are going to move into this next stage in American history, where by mid-century it is predicted that the majority of Americans will be non-white, we should also begin to actually think more carefully and more fully about diversity.
So when we think about what's happening in our country and in our world, what we see is an enormous explosion of demographic diversity. What are we doing with that diversity? Are we viewing that diversity as an opportunity to bring to the table, any table we're at, all different talents and life experiences and passions and values? Or are we seeing that diversity as a threat? My piece of the pie might be threatened because there's so many more pieces in the pie now. We cannot be a successful economy. We cannot be a successful democracy. We can't even be successful in educating our children if we don't have all the talent at the table. And we certainly can't be successful if we're spending all our time worrying about who's taking it from us.
And so in 2016, there's an odd kind of way that 8 years of Barack Obama made a number of people more anxious about their own future in a world that was ever changing. And you add on to it work on automation, the rise of artificial intelligence, the sense that jobs may not be as plentiful, and this false notion that some people, by the accident of birth that made them one race or another, should always be on top. You end up getting it played out then in particular kind of ways, both in voting booths and on street corners.
Let's go home! Let's go home!
How do I sound to you? How do I talk to you? What do you want? What do I want out of this conversation? We've got to do the nuts and bolts of that, because this country, people are not living together, they're not talking together, they're not worshiping together, they're not striving together, they're not voting together. We're walking to the opposite sides of the room. You gotta walk back to the table. The whole is more than the sum of the parts, and we better wake up to that. Otherwise, we're gonna be floating on some separate rafts down rivers that take us nowhere.
The future of America is at stake if people don't believe that additional diversity is important. My hope is that our compelling interest, if the series takes hold in the way that I hope it will find its way into footnotes even the Supreme Court is paying attention to as it battles inclusion and opportunity in American life.
What has to happen above and beyond who's at the table is how much we care about whether the other one survives.